So I'm May, and so before I'll do my about me first, and then I'll do my favorite childhood books. So I'm originally from Plano, Texas, which is about an hour north of Dallas. Grew up there, and then went to Oklahoma State for 3 semesters before out-of-state tuition is too expensive, so I transferred up to BYU, Idaho. I then served my mission in the Philippines Bacolod mission, which is only one of 2 missions in the world that speaks Ilonggo, which is one of the many dialects in the Philippines. And there I actually met my husband, he was an office elder, and we were just friends, and he got home 7 months before me and emailed me every Monday, and I was determined that we were just friends. And I got home last March, and about a week after I got home, I realized, I think I like this guy actually. And he came and visited me in Texas about a month later, and we were engaged a week after that. And then we got married last August in the San Diego Temple because he's from Southern California. We're both really nerdy, and we both really like Guardians of the Galaxy. That's like our movie. We love superheroes in general, but that's been like our movie. I've probably seen it 6 or 7 times since I've been home in the past year and a half, and 5 or 6 of those have been with him. So we watch it a lot. It's one of our favorite movies. But we also really enjoy the DC TV shows like Arrow and Flash. We actually just finished up all the seasons that are on Netflix currently and are waiting for the next ones. We are currently expecting our first child coming this December, and so he is due the day after Christmas. I'm hoping that he comes before Christmas. So he's due December 26th, but we're really excited. And his nursery is superhero themed, so we've got it all decked out with Batman and Superman and Guardians of the Galaxy and Spider-Man, which is my husband's favorite. And then one random thing about me is I love cupcakes, and I use being pregnant as an excuse to go eat them all the time. Tell my husband the baby wants cupcakes. So we probably go like once a week to like Cocoa Bean, or we live right next to Sweet Tooth Factory. And we live in Orem right now while my husband finishes up his last 2 semesters at BYU, and then we'll move to Rexburg next April for me to finish my last 2 semesters. So we both will graduate next year. So my top 10 favorite books, which this was a little hard because I had to think really hard, and they're in no particular order, but I consider this a children's book because I started reading it when I was in 4th grade. So the Harry Potter series is my all-time favorite book. Just all of them. I would consider them the books that made me love reading. When I was in 4th grade was when the first movie came out, for 4th or 5th grade. But in the 4th grade, the Scholastic book thing came, and I spent my allowance to buy the 4th Harry Potter book because I knew no sense of order. I just bought a book because it looked good. So the very first Harry Potter book that I read was the 4th one. And then I read the 2nd and the 3rd, and then I finally read the 1st, and then 5, 6, 7, and then when the play came out this summer, I read that, which is very fan fiction-y, but I loved it. Anyways, I thought it was good. I would have to say, though, my favorite one from that is the 3rd book. I love Prisoner of Azkaban, but altogether, I love the series. The 2nd one is the Encyclopedia Brown books. Loved those. Those were some of my favorite books when I was a kid. Some of the first chapter books that I started reading. And then number 3 is the Amelia Bedelia books. And I can't remember them very well, but I remember loving them and that they're so funny. And if you've never read any of them, they're hilarious. She's just backwards made, and she is just so funny. You should go and read one if you haven't yet. And then number 4 is Chicka Chicka Boom Boom, the book with the ABCs that go up into the coconut tree, which is a great book. Okay, number 5, I could not for the life of me think of the name of this book. So if any of you have ever heard of this book and know what it's called, please tell me, because I want to buy it so that I can read it to our kid after he comes. It's this little boy and his mom, and they're going to the grocery store and coming back, and the entire way he's asking his mom, like, Mom, if I was this, what would you be? And she would answer, she's like, well, I would be this so that I could this. So I remember one of the pages is like, Mom, if I was a parakeet, what would you be? And she's like, well, I'd be a cockatoo so I can fly away with you. And at the end of the book, he's like, Mom, if I was your son, or if I was what his name is, what would you be? And she'd be like, I'd be your mama, because that's the best thing to be. And so, super cute book. Love it so much. Googled for like probably 3 hours today trying to figure out the name of it. Couldn't for the life of me, but it's really cute. Number 6 is Polar Express, which was one of my favorite like little Christmas kids books. Number 7 is If You Give a Mouse a Cookie, which is a total classic, and if you don't like that book, I don't know what's wrong with you. It's a great book. Number 8 is just a collection of the Bernstein Bears books. I loved reading those little books. I loved watching the show. I just thought it was they were good books. They had good morals in them. They like helped teach you lessons. And then number 9 is, if you remember the gold books, the ones with the, can't even think of the word, gold spines. I can't remember. I think they're just called Little Gold Book or something like that. But they made a Cinderella one, just the Disney. And I love, when I was little, Cinderella and Belle were like my favorite Disney princesses. So Cinderella. And then number 10 is A Little Engine That Could. I just love that book. It gives you confidence. It tells you that you can. So yeah, those are my top 10 favorite children's books. And that's a little bit about me.